Wondering if anyone would like to come up for a story this morning. I know you've all been busy back there. You have been busy. Uh-oh. What did you do?
I fell off my scooter.
You fell off your scooter. Oh dear. I bet that hurt. Is it getting better? A bit. Well, this story is about someone who gets hurt. And I didn't change it just because you arrived with a cast. It just happened that way. But this story, like a lot of the stories that we tell here, happened in the land called the Holy Land, the land where Jesus lived, and we have him here. Whoops. And he spent his life going from place to place and showing people what love really looked like, teaching people about love. And this story that I'm going to tell today is one that he told. It's a story that he told one day when he was gathered with people. And someone had come up to him and said to him, "Who is really my neighbor? Who is my neighbor?" And Jesus, rather than just trying to say that in a definition kind of way, he decided to tell a story. And so he told this story. And so what was happening, there was this man, and he lived in Jerusalem, but he was going to visit friends in Jericho. And so he was traveling down the road. So he had his purse with his money in it and his papers so that people know who he was. And he was traveling along. And he didn't get too far down the road when suddenly these three robbers jumped out and knocked him down. And they stole his money, and they stole his clothes, and they beat him really badly, and left him laying there in the road. And they ran away with all of his possessions. He was there quite a while, and he was bleeding, and it was hard to tell if he was even alive. And all of a sudden, a minister came by, someone like me came by down the road, and saw him there, and instead of helping, crossed to the other side of the road and continued on, and left him there. A little while after that, another man came along who was one of the leaders in the church, and walked by, saw this man laying there, and did the same thing. He crossed the road and didn't do anything to help. And then just after that, another man came down the road. This man didn't live in this country. He was from another country. And he dressed differently, and he looked differently. And he walked along and he saw this man laying there, and he just felt so bad for him that he went over and he had some oil with him that he wiped his wounds. He took some cloth out of his bag and he wrapped his wounds. And then he picked him up and he carried him into the little village where there was an inn, like a motel. And the owner of the inn was there. And this stranger asked for a room, and so this man was put in a room. He bought him food, and he paid for the room. And then, as he was leaving, he took money out of his purse and he left it with the innkeeper and said, whatever it costs to make sure he gets well, I want you to use this money to do that. He said, I have to go, I have business, but when I come, I'll come back. And if I still owe you any money when I come back, I'll pay for that too. And off he went. After Jesus told that story, he turned to the people that were there and he said, so who was the neighbor to this man that had been hurt? This one? Yeah. Yeah. I wonder why the others didn't help him. I wonder why. And I wonder who our neighbor might be. I wonder. Well, that's our story. We're going to sing a really neat song right now that comes to us from another country, not our own. And after we sing this, you're welcome to head off to Children's Church. I think there's something planned for you there. So I hope that's fun this morning. So let's sing Yesu, Yesu.